All right, Shalom. This your brother Shamar from Phoenix. And that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, QUADASH. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and salutation to your brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity, man. And what I want to get into real quick today is humbleness, being humble, humility, because that's one of the basic building blocks of this truth. That's the basic foundations of this truth, man. You got to make sure that you have your basics down. Your foundation got to be set sure, man. You know, the scriptures talks about, just building your house on a sure foundation. So as brothers being this truth, we can't forget about those simple things, man. Those basic things that's gonna help us do this work, man. And one of those key things is humility and humbleness. And with that, I want to get Psalms 25:9. It says, "The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way," man. So humility is the only way that you're gonna grow in this truth. That's the only way. Brothers getting proud, or brothers thinking that there's something, that they're above reproach or above rebuke. You know, the Lord's pretty much gonna stop dealing with you, man. Yeah, you may know 10,000 scriptures and so on and so forth, and you may seem deep and what have you, but if you're not doing that with sincerity, if you're not doing that with humbleness and humility, if you're not doing that for the edification of the brotherhood, to do the will of your Yahawah Yahawashi, then it's all in vain, man. It's all in vain. That's gonna be that pride is gonna be your downfall. Just because you've been in this thing so many years, or even if you knew, you can't let that pride get to you, man. You always gotta remain humble, and pride can come in all kinds of ways, man. Knowledge can puff you up. If a brother got some extra money, or hey, that can puff you up. You know, clothes and cars and women, that can puff you up too, man. So I can get any bitch, or yeah, I got me this, I got me that. You know, you gotta get out of that mind state, man. You gotta get out of that spirit. It ain't about well, what kind of shit you got on, man. It ain't about the car you driving, man. It ain't about how many bitches you can pull. You know what I'm saying? It's about being humble. It's not knowing, it's not about knowing how many scriptures you know, man. Well, it is, because you're supposed to study, but it's not, being, trying to be deep, or trying to, like, everything, man. Or you've been in this truth so many years, and you got a rank in this truth and something, and nobody can tell you nothing, man. No, man. You gotta be able to give reproof and take reproof. You gotta be in that humble mind state, the humble spirit, because if you're not, then you're not gonna grow in this thing. The Lord's not gonna deal with you. I want to read that back. Just Psalm 25:9 says, "The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way," man. So humbleness and humility, meekness, which is the same thing as humbleness. That's how you're gonna grow in this thing, man. That's how the Lord's gonna give you that increase. And that I want to get 131:1, Psalm 131:1. So Psalms 131:1, man. Because in this truth, man, we gotta be aware and circumspect of a lot of things. You gotta be on a higher level as far as your thoughts are concerned. You gotta know what you're thinking and why you're thinking it. Because your mind is your number one enemy. It can be your number one enemy against you. Your mind, demons can go in your mind and plague you with all kinds of shit. So this is a constant battle of the mind sometimes, man, majority of times. Because once them thoughts get in your head of that you this or you that, or that proud thoughts, or even those thoughts of unworthiness, like the woe is me fucking thoughts. You gotta constantly be aware of the thoughts that you're thinking. You gotta constantly be circumspect about about how you're going about, how you're walking this walk. Every step that you take in this truth, you gotta be sure about it, man. Now that I'm gonna get before I get this scripture that reminds you of another scripture, man. I'm gonna get it real quick. This is Proverbs 4:26. It says, "Ponder the paths of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established." So as you walk in this truth, man, you gotta every step that you take, you know, in a sense of your thoughts and the way you maneuver yourself and the way you conduct yourself in this truth, you gotta examine it, man. Because it's easy to for these thoughts of pride or these woe is me thoughts to fuck with you, man. So you gotta be constantly aware of that battle, you know, and the best way to do that is to stay in that humble fear of the Lord spirit, man. To make this real to you, man. The fear of the Lord, humbleness, humility. Those are the things that are help you to increase in this truth. Those are the things that are going to keep you grounded in this truth, man. That the humility and the humbleness. Those are the things that are going to allow you to grow in this truth. With that, I was going to get Psalm 131 and 1. This is Psalm 131 and 1. It says, "My heart is not haughty, nor my." I'll start from the beginning. Psalm 131 and 1. It says, "Song of the Degrees of David." So this is David talking, man. King David, man. Even though he was a king and a mighty warrior, he still had that humbleness and humility and that fear of the Lord, man. He knew his place when it came to the Lord. And that's what brothers gotta know their place, man. You gotta know your place. And what is your place? You're a servant. You're a servant. The Lord don't need you, man. The Lord don't need you. You got hired to do this work. But if you ain't doing it, the Lord can fire your fucking ass, and he'll get somebody else. So you gotta be in that humble mind state, man. You gotta be in that meek mind state, that fear the Lord mind state. That's gonna help you in this thing. This is 131 and 1. It says, "Song of the Degrees of David." It says, "Yahawah, my heart is not haughty, nor mine eyes lofty. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me." See, so David, hey, he kept himself in check, man. He kept himself in check. He didn't act like he knew it all, man. He knew who was the controller. He knew who what was above him, and the Lord was above him. He knew to humble himself down to the Lord. He knew where his power came from. He knew who gave him the rank and title of king. The Lord did. He didn't let the pride of having that rank or that leadership position or that warrior position. He didn't let it puff himself up with him, man. He knew his place. He was humble. He was meek. And what was his place? His place was to be humble in front of YAHAWAHSHI YAHWAHSHI. His place was to be meek. His place was to fear the Lord. And that's our place in this truth. To be humble, to meek, to fear the Lord. That's how you're gonna grow in this thing, man. That's gonna make you a better brother. Because you can't be a good brother if you got that proud spirit in you. Because you're gonna be thinking that you're better than other brothers. And at the same time, you can't be a good brother if you got that woe is me spirit in you. Because how are you gonna help another brother, man, if you can't even help yourself? If you're in that woe is me spirit, you gotta show strength, man. You gotta show strength. If there's younger brothers looking up to you, you gotta show that strength for them, that humility and that humbleness, man. Because they looking at you. So you got to show them how to be humble in this thing, how to fear the Lord, man. You got to examine yourself. You got to reproof yourself. You got to rebuke yourself. That's one way of keeping yourself humble. Examining yourself, reproofing yourself, rebuking yourself, looking at yourself, man. Always questioning yourself. Am I doing everything that I need to be and should be doing? Am I being a good brother? Am I standing out there at the best of my ability on the highways and hedges? You know, be aware, man. You know, consider your walk, consider your thoughts. You know, It says, I'm going to keep on going. It says, verse 2, it says, surely I behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even weaned as a weaned child. So the scripture said that you must be born again. You must be as newborn babes, because you got to have that humble, that meek mentality towards the Lord, man. He's our Father. So we have to be as children when we do this work. When we got to be, in His presence. We got to go out there with boldness. The Lord puts a spirit of boldness on when we out there prophesying. When we out there giving Esau and his 2/3 his judgment. We go out there with boldness and without fear, but at the same time we got to have that humility and that humbleness, man. With that, I want to get Psalms 15 and 32, I think it is. Psalms 15. No, that ain't it. Salakia. Salakia is Proverbs 15 and 33. It says, the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. So before honor is humbleness, man. Before the Lord's going to give you that honor, He's going to give you that you got to be humble. You got to have that fear of the Lord. And this scripture alone, it brings out those two things. The fear of the Lord is instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. So before the Lord's going to put you in that place of honor and glorify you, you gotta be humbled down, man. Because you're only going to grow to that. You're only going to grow to that level. You're only going to grow to those certain levels if you have that humbleness. You have that humility. With that, I want to get Isaiah 66 and 2. This is Isaiah 66 and 2. And it says, for all those things has my hand made, and all those things have been, says the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembles at my word. So the Lord looks for that man. That contrite spirit, man. That contrite spirit that trembles at my word. So I'm gonna read that back. It says, for all those things has my hand made, and those things have been, says the Lord. That's talking about in the first verse, the glorious of the Lord, man. How He controls and He is the creator of all things, and the glory that He has for that. But in his high position. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, thus says Yahawah, the heaven is my throne, the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me, and where is the place of my rest? For all those things has mine hand made. So the Lord's telling you what's up, man. The Lord's telling you who's in charge. The Lord's telling you who's who. The Lord's telling you who the power is, and that's Him. When all those things have been, says Yahawah, but to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembles at my words. That goes along with the fear of the Lord and humbleness, man. And I'm gonna look up that word contrite real quick in the Webster's dictionary. This is a contrite. It says broken down in spirit with grief and a penance for sin or shortcoming, humbly and thoroughly penitent. You know what I'm saying? So that's a humble person right there. So we gotta know our place, man. We gotta know our place. Our place is to be humble, and humility, to have that reverence, that fear of the Lord, man. It's by His mercy that we were called to do this work. So you gotta maintain to the best of your ability the humble, that meek spirit. And with that, I want to get it's like Matthew 11:29. This is Matthew 11:29. And it says, "Is take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your soul." So this is YAHAWAHSHI speaking. So if YAHAWAHSHI was meek and lowly in heart, then Him being the example, we have to be the same way. So why is you gonna act proud, man? Why are you gonna be fucking boastful? YAHAWAHSHI wasn't. Said the servant is not greater than the master, man. So if Yahawashi was meek and lowly, then that was an example for us to be the same way, to be in that humble spirit. Now that don't get Romans 11:8. This is Romans 11:8, and it says, according as it is written, or Salaki 11:18. It says, boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee, man. So hey, so you're not supposed to boast, man. And there's a lot of motherfuckers doing that. They're boasting against the branches. They're boasting against the men that taught them this truth. The others, apostles of great millstone. You know, they're going around acting like they know it all, man. Like they got the whole breakdown. But the scripture says, boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee, man. So hey, so you can't be boastful, man. You can't be in that boastful spirit. You know, I'm gonna keep on going. Says thou wilt say then the branches were broken off that I may be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. Be not high minded, but fear. So you gotta have that humility, and you gotta have that fear of the Lord. Those two things go hand in hand, and those two things are the foundation of your walk in this truth. Verse 21, it says, for if Yahweh spare not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. So you should, that scripture should like shake you up, man. That should shake you up, because basically that's saying the Lord cast you out. The Lord cast you out, man. With that, I'm gonna get Galatians 5:26. This is Galatians 5:26, and it says, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another, man. So that proud, boastful, that you thinking you better than another brother, or you jealous of what another brother has, or you think you got it better than another brother, man, or you trying to get that shine, or trying to be in the spotlight, trying to get that vainglory. Hey, man, you're going off, man. The scripture, says, let us not be desirous of vainglory, man. So if you got that mind state, hey, the Lord's gonna cast you out anyways. But if you in that proud spirit, in that seeking for glory spirit, trying to be above another brother's spirit, either you gonna get casted out, or you gonna examine yourself, rebuke yourself, and repent, and humble yourself down, man. If you don't humble yourself, hey, the Lord will humble you. He'll do it for you, man. You know what? Then I'm gonna get James 1:9. So this is a quick lesson, man, to let brothers know that the foundations of this, the basics of this truth that we always got to keep in mind, man, and that's humility and the fear of the Lord. That's gonna help you do all the things that you need to do to walk sure in this truth, man. This is James 1:9, and it says, "Let the brother of low degree rejoice, and that he is exalted, man." So the Lord likes a humble. The Lord, He likes a humble man. He's gonna deal with a humble man, a man of low degree. He's gonna exalt that brother, man. He's gonna exalt that brother, because a humble man is one that fears the Lord, man. A humble man that is one that knows his place. So we gotta know our place in this truth. And the thing of it is, we're just here by the mercy of YAHAWAHSHI, not because we anything special, man. We're nothing special. We're here by the mercy of YAHAWAHSHI. And you got to really consider that and meditate upon that, man. And think about that. Yeah, the Lord don't need us, man. The Lord cast us out if He want to. Lord, cast one out and bring another one in. You know, that proud spirit is not going to work in this truth. Read that again. So let the brother of low degree rejoice that he exalted, man. So humility is very important. Humility and humbleness is very important. And with that, I want to get Philippians 4 and 12. This is Philippians 4 and 12. It says, I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. So you got to know how to balance yourself out in this thing, man. You know, you can't get too puffed up in the spirit because you know there's knowledge. You know, you got to know when your place, man. You got to know when to speak and when not to speak, man. But you know, you gotta know your place through the spirit. You'll know. You know, that's just Paul saying that that to have that balance within yourself. You know that like I said, man. You know, you gotta be humble, but at the same time, you know, we're supposed to have no fear. But we're supposed to be strong and of good courage. You know, but you gotta look at it in the spiritual sense. You know, we're not supposed to be these weak ass men that they try to paint the men of the Lord to be these weak, humble, weak, pacifists. No, you gotta be a man of courage, man. You gotta be a strong. It takes a strong person to be in this truth. You gotta be able to. You gotta know to endure. You know, you gotta know how to walk that walk. And that's what Paul's talking about. He knows how to balance himself out, man. And that's how we gotta be. We gotta know how to. We gotta know our place in this truth. We gotta walk with humility and with the fear of the Lord. You know, says both. I instruct you both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. So you're gonna have that balance. You're gonna have that give and take. You know, there can be times you're gonna be doing good. You know, there can be times where you're gonna hit hard times, man. But you gotta know how to deal with both those things, and humility will help you do that. You know, and that was just a quick lesson, man. You know, hopefully it was edifying to brothers. You know, about just the basics, man. The basics of this walk, the basics of this truth. And one of those things is humbleness and humility. You know, with that being said, man, I hope it was edifying. I want to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI, Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI, Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI. Shalom.